Hi guys, and welcome to yet another month's edition of New Low Swag, and we are opening the October Universal Yums box, which I just got in the mail like 10 minutes ago. Once again, I can say off the bat that, the box came crushed again. This is the third month I'm getting this box, and the third time the box has been damaged when it has arrived at my house. I don't know if I just have a very vengeful postman here in my neighborhood, but it's always kind of a bummer when it's pretty sad looking. I don't like my snacks to be sad. But if you've never watched one of these videos before, Universal Yums is a monthly subscription box service. If you want to learn more, you can go to universalyums.com. And every month they send you snack food from a different country. And from last month, the clue I didn't know when we opened the last month's box. I had no idea what the clue was. I was stumped. And so I asked around, and people were like, oh, that sounds like it would be the Netherlands, or Holland, or Dutch candy. So that's this month's prediction. I've yet to open it. I've unsealed it. But we will find out together what the month is. Who's ready for the big reveal? Ta-da! It is the Netherlands. Way to go, everybody who guessed correctly. The font is a little bit different this month, or at least the coloring. Usually this is all in black, and now it's in red, which is a little bit harder to read. Welcome to the Netherlands, where there's lots of lekker. Lekker is Dutch for delicious, tasty, or nice, and there's certainly no shortage of treats that fit those descriptions in this month's box. Of course, we might have snuck a few things that are niet lekker. With Halloween right around the corner, you should always suspect a few tricks to go with your treats. Cool. Also, I'm slightly scared, because that sounds like there could be some suspicious candy in here. Okay. So first things first, on the top of our box, like every month, are the colors of the flag of the country. So, good old red, white, and blue, but this time, Netherlands, red, white, and blue, as opposed to America. So, alright, we'll take that off to the side, and oh dear, I'm looking at the very first thing, and I am already, intrigued. We're gonna go a little out of order from the card, just because this thing is right on top, and I see the word paprika. That's not good. Okay, this is the first thing in our box. Paprika Croaky, 100% loud. It looks like there's a sunflower on there, there are peppers, and there's a lot of language I can't speak, but there's also this bird. Let us read and learn together. For those of you who have never watched one of these before, inside of the card is a list of all of the candy and a blurb of information about them. So that's what I'm reading off of. Croaky Paprika Chips. Although the Dutch are known for dipping their french fries in mayonnaise, they break away from tradition to indulge in these paprika-flavored potatoes. Two brothers began producing these thinly sliced, crispy crisps chips. Man, the English is escaping me today. In a small factory in 1966. Bonus fact, the chips are named Croaky after their pet parrot. Cool. So we have a paprika potato chip. So it's gonna have a little bit of kick, but paprika isn't really too spicy. So, interesting. I love the bird. He's delightful looking. Okay, the thing that is actually the first on the list, which I can now see, oh, this is dense, ooh, is original Kanjiers. Oh, they're Stroopwafels. What? Okay, so they look like a wafer candy. These are so dense. Like, this is really heavy. But there's Stroopwafels. That is an adorable name. Kanjier Stroopwafel. First up, we bring to you the best foreign snack we've ever tried. We've sampled these last year before we even started Universal Yums. We've been waiting patiently to feature goodies from the Netherlands so that we would finally have an excuse to bring you Stroopwafels. Let us elaborate. Stroopwafels are made from two thin, doughy waffles glued together with rich, buttery cinnamon caramel syrup. Oh, that sounds good. The locals in the Netherlands place their Stroopwafels on top of their hot coffee or tea mugs to let it warm up before an afternoon coffee break. But we could eat these every hour of every day at any temperature. Oh, cinnamon caramel syrup butter waffles. Oh, those sound fantastic. And once again, someone was nice and put a... Oop, that's not in focus. Someone put an English version of the ingredients list on there, because, man, this is hard to read. Stroopwafels. Those... I drink a lot of tea. I think these are going to go very well with my next cup of tea. I'm excited. Okay, so the next thing on our list are these two little guys, which are two little pink sucker candies that say Napoleon on them. That's a horrible way to show that they say Napoleon. And a lot of the things in the box I can see now are all very small, all the things that are left. Napoleon Raspberry Wine Balls. That's an interesting name. So these little raspberry candies are sour. That's probably the first thing we should mention. The second thing we should mention, there's a special powdery surprise in the middle. Ooh, it might be sweet, it might be sour, but it wouldn't be any fun if we told you. It could also be anthrax. That would be a special powdery surprise. That was a horrible joke. Okay, so from what I'm getting, Universal Yums is being cheeky this month and is not telling us stuff because of Halloween. So, sour raspberry candies. I wonder if these will have anything of a taste of like a raspberry warhead. I don't think they'd be that sour. But then there's a mystery powder on the inside of yet to be determined flavor. So the next thing on the list is this little package that says King Peppermint. So it looks like a roll of mints that you can get at most convenience stores. But let's find out what this piece of paper has to say about them. King Peppermints. Not too minty and not too sweet, these mints have been made with a Dutch family recipe for over 100 years. They remind us of a softer, more crumbly Lifesaver, but with a sweet, almost vanilla aftertaste. Okay, so they're like the Dutch Lifesaver. Cool. I can go through like Lifesavers and mints very quickly, so I will probably consume these very quickly. I love peppermints. Next thing we have are these two packages of Dutch Bakery Windmill Cookies, Dutch spiced cookies, and then there's some things I can't read. This is made in Holland, but I think this is made to be an export because all of the packaging is in English. So these are Dutch Bakery Windmill Cookies. Windmill cookies, or speculas, I can't speak Dutch, are typically eaten in the Netherlands on December 5th for St. Nick's Day, but we made an exception because they are so darn good. With cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and cardamom. Cardamom? That's a herb, I guess. These little cookies taste like just a bite of autumn. Ooh, those sound good. Except for cardamom, I don't know what that is, but all the other things in there sound delightful. Oh, and if you actually, I don't think this will read on camera, but the cookies actually have a little windmill design on them. That's cute. Windmills. So the next thing we have are these two itty bitty packages that say Hopjes. Hopjes, I think this Hopjes is the best I can decipher that. Hopjes. Something in Dutch, and then it just says Holland. So that's not helpful at all. I'm going to need my helpful card companion here. Radmacher Coffee Hopjes. As the story goes, in the late 1700s, a Dutch diplomat named Hendrik Hop was advised by his doctor not to drink coffee, but Hendrik loved coffee so much that he asked a local confectioner to make him a substitute. After much experimenting, the confectioner created a sweet made from coffee, cream, butter, and caramel. The result was this little coffee candy you're eating today, named Hopjes after Hendrik Hop. Okay, so more coffee candies. There was a coffee candy in last month's box, which is the Columbia box, which, by the way, the Columbia box was fantastic. It was awesome. But I'm not much of one for coffee, but I was actually pleasantly surprised with the Ooh, geez, with the coffee candies in last month's box. So I'm actually kind of excited, especially since these are also like caramel and cream and butter. Man, butter. Next we have these two little brown sucker type candies that look very similar to the raspberry wine candies we opened earlier, and actually I think they're the same brand because they say Napoleon on them. Yeah, you can't read that, but they say Napoleon on them. But they are very similar in size and packaging to the raspberry ones, so these are Napoleon black and white licorice balls. I was wondering when we would get to licorice. I know the Netherlands are big on their licorice. Both the Dutch and Scandinavians love salty black licorice, or salmiakki. If you were with us in April, you tried salmiakki in the Scandinavian box. I wasn't a subscriber in April. We're about to give you another taste of the phenomenon with these licorice balls. They're called black and whites because they're black licorice exterior and they're salty white interior. They're not soft and chewy like you'd expect licorice to be. So you need to suck on the black licorice candy until you've fully prepared yourself for a potent burst of salt when you bite it. Good luck with these, you'll need it. Oh man. So these things just have a salt core? That's a little different. That is definitely more of a treat this Halloween. Interesting. I'm sort of so-so on black licorice. I really need to be feeling it. And now I guess I also really need to have a chaser for these because they're gonna be salty. That's good to know. Thank you for warning me, Tiny Card. So the next thing we have is this one lone tiny package that says Wilhelmina Peppermint. I assume that's peppermint, but it's this tiny little package, really small. There's just one of them. Has a little, it looks like a queen. Whoop, ooh, jeez. Get back up, queen. You have not fallen yet. So the card says Wilhelma Peppermints. And I will say one thing that I noticed immediately on the card is that, is that, I know this isn't in focus, but I'm doing what I can, is that they show it as a wrapped tube, similar to the king, but it just comes in the one, so okay. Another peppermint stick? Well, yes, after you try one of those licorice balls listed above, you might need it. These peppermints are similar to king peppermints, but with one major difference. On these mints, you'll see the image of the Dutch Princess Wilhelmina. There's a bit of debate in the Netherlands about which mint is better, so you'll have to decide for yourself if you prefer a king or a princess. Interesting. Rivaling royalty mints. That sounds like a very weird situation to find yourself in. With like your two most popular mints to be royalty based. They're king peppermints. So, the face of Princess Wilhelmina. I will get bitten open when I eat these mints. So the next thing in the box is this package of Meller Caramel chocolate chews, listed in English again. So that makes me wonder if this is a made-to-export candy, though all of the ingredients are in Dutch, so there's the English piece of paper on top of it. So these look pretty, like from the image, pretty straight up like a normal caramel chew. They kind of look like reverse Rolos. You know how Rolos are chocolate with caramel in the center? These are like caramel with chocolate in the center. Let's read about these. Meller Caramels. Okay, imagine this. A super chewy, buttery caramel filled with a decadent milk chocolate. This is what you're holding in your hands. Well, right now. It probably won't last much longer. That's a very short description, and it's pretty much, yes, it's chocolate filled caramel. I will probably shove this entire thing into my face and eat all of them, because I love caramel and chocolate. It's so good. So good. And the last thing we have in our box are these little yellow guys that say Advocaat. Yeah, and they're sort of a non-assuming kind of yellow. Oop. Those both perfectly fell out of frame. Delightful. So, shove them right. Stand up. Thank you. These are Windmill Advocaat chews. Advocaat is a rich, creamy Dutch drink made from sugar, eggs, vanilla, cream, and brandy. similar to eggnog, but the Netherlands Advocaat has many forms beyond a drink. It is often poured on top of pancakes, waffles, or ice cream, or served alone with a spoon and whipped cream. In this case, Advocaat has been distilled into one unique, chewy, amazing candy. We'll take seconds. Okay, so they are an eggnog chew, I guess is the easiest way to equate it to anything. So, eggnog chews. Interesting. Thanks, Netherlands. Okay, so all in all, in this month's Universal Yums box, for $13, we got the quirky Paprika Chips. Ta-da! The Kanjia's Stroopwafel. Ta-da! The Dutch Bakery Windmill Cookies. Ta-da! The Meller Caramel Chocolate Chews. Ta-da! A package of King Peppermints. Ta-da! One Wilhelm Peppermint. Ta-da! 2 Advocaat Chews. Ta-da! 2 Coffee Hopjes. Ta-da! The Napoleon Black and White Licorice Balls. Ta-da! Oh, those are out of frame. Ta-da! And the Napoleon Raspberry Wine Balls. Ta-da! So all in all, I think this is a very interesting looking box this month. Lots of weird flavors that I'm excited / scared to try. But I think this is a very appropriately themed box for Halloween. Seeing this, there's lots of questionable flavored candies here. But before we wrap this up for today, let us look at next month's clue. We'll discover it together for the first time because I haven't looked at it yet. The clue to next month's box. In 2012, you danced to a song from this place. Now you'll be dancing when these snacks meet your face. With strange new tastes often served in a stone bowl. This land is far from boring. This land has got soul. It's going to be South Korea. It has to be South Korea. 1, Seoul is the capital of South Korea. 2, it's Gangnam Style. So, next month is Korea, and that will be interesting. This, compared to last month, I'm like, oh yeah, obviously. Thank you guys so much for watching this month's episode of the Universal Yums unboxing. And if you'd like more information, there will be a link down in the description below about Universal Yums if you'd like to subscribe for yourself. Until the next time, bye-bye! Bye!